What film genres do you like?
Uh, I like crime thrillers. Anything by Quentin Tarantino, like Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs.
I like more sci-fi action, so stuff like The Hunger Games, thrillers like that, police dramas sometimes.
And why would you say you like these genres?
I'd probably say I like them because there's a lot of action, a lot to watch and a lot to see. It's very different to what culture's like here, so it's very different to my lifestyle.
Well, crime is just generally interesting. I mean, like all the best programs are about it. I mean, look at Sherlock, that's a crime thriller, Breaking Bad, and they're all the highest rated, and the characters are amazing in it, especially the villains. That's why I like them.
So you'd say you're into more entertainment than anything. Anyway.
No, I was just using that as a point of reference. I like
Oh.
films a lot as well.
And what do you look for in a film?
A lot of action, a character or hero that I can like relate to, so that if something happens, their reaction could be quite similar to mine and how I'd react.
Nothing boring, like everything has to be proper entertaining, from like an oddball character to a mental villain, something to just keep you on the edge of your seat.
And in a film opening, does it make much of a difference to your opinion on the entire film?
Sometimes, if it's a very boring film opening, then you kind of start to lose interest, and then when the film actually starts to pick up, you realise that everything that you weren't interested in earlier is actually important now. So you might have missed a few details because you're not engrossed in it and you're not watching it.
For me, it's not especially important because obviously I'm going to watch the rest of the film, but for other people, the film opening is literally the first glimpse they have of the entire film, and they make their judgment based on their first impressions. So it's very important to other people, but not for me particularly.
Okay. And in a film opening, what would you said Kai, you said you're interested in film openings, as in they would change your opinion. What would you say might make you like the film or hate the film?
Well, if the storyline was completely ruined by watching the opening, say it shows one of the main characters dying, then that would completely put me off the film because that's ruining the storyline, which would keep me engrossed. But in the storyline, there has to be a lot of action, like to interest me at first. There has to be a lot of fast-paced movement, not really much dialogue because that's not really what I enjoy.
Okay. And so, if I was to give you an example of these, you just tell me which one you would think would help to. It was. Sorry, your film genre was
Sci-fi or action.
sci-fi or action. So CGI, special effects, maybe music preference. Would you like it to have a big relation to the plot, as in real meaning, or just as in hinting on what's going to happen in the plot, but not much?
I'd rather it hint on what's going to happen instead of actually fully give it away, because if it's given away, then there's no point in watching the rest of the movie because you already know what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. And special effects?
Special effects, if there's like a lot of explosions and stuff like that, it's very eye-catching, so it'll keep my attention.
Okay.
It's very important for me, especially music choice. So say, for example, if they were playing Pink Floyd Money, you'd know that the film would be about money, like something to do with that. So that is very important. And plus CGI is very important. Like in Avatar, that's like one of the first things you see, and you know it's going to be a very highly special effects movie.
So you'd say if someone was going to have a music and film opening, it'd be wise to have the meaning of the
Obviously,
song
have it
relating to the
relatable,
meaning.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if it was like a horror film and you had lovers in the air, it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And also, if it was. And what is it? What would you say you'd want from a film? As in, do you look for it to strengthen connection with friends or anything?
Just pure entertainment, really. Just
Yeah,
like any
pure
other
entertainment,
hobby. Yeah, just
enjoyment.
all of those things, depending on what genre it is. What genre
Yeah.
specifically?
The genre for my film would be drama. war drama.
What kind of drama?
It's sort of a war drama. It's a film about how, we'll say, a couple of students or friends how they learn to survive through a war.
That possibly could be a movie I see with my friends. I mean, it depends on the subject matters in that, because it's very specific, really, who you watch a film with.
Okay.
Like if I went to watch your movie, I would go with friends that would be interested in war. I wouldn't take my girlfriend to see it because that isn't her style of movie. Whereas I know my best friend Chris would love to see that style of movie because that's something that he'd really enjoy.
Okay. And finally, what is it? You mentioned that CGI was important, and how would these elements, would you say, particularly affected your view of the film? In a film, for example, in the film opening, if you were not to have the main character, you were just to have random characters shown, as in how they live, but you're not showing the main character. How do you think these elements would affect your view of the film?
Depends what film again. Like if a war drama, like or for instance Saving Private Ryan, Ryan isn't really the main character in it, but the other soldiers are. But that's the first person you see, him kneeling at a grave, and it's a very, very powerful intro. But other times it could just be pointless and seem really pretentious.
Okay, so in your opinion, it's not that important to have the main character in the opening sequence?
If it's done properly, yeah.
Okay. And finally, any additional comments any of you'd like to make?
Right.
No.